Hey everyone, I wanted to pop in this evening just for a quick note and say that October is Foundation Building Month here at Transcending Limits. And we're talking all about how to develop a firm foundation so that when change happens, you're not blown about by the change, that you can instead stay firm and steady and conscious of how the change happens around you. So the first thing I wanted to mention when it comes to a strong foundation is knowing that you cannot solve a problem from the same place that you created it is the number one key to foundation building. So circumstances that happen around you, when you look at your life and you think about the circumstances that are uncomfortable for you, maybe it's a job situation, maybe it's a relationship situation, maybe it's a financial situation, and those things are uncomfortable for you. Trying to solve those things from the level of the person or the problem or the circumstance is like trying to heal a wound by putting a different colored bandage on it. If you have a yellow Band-Aid on it and you decide, oh, I'm going to really heal that wound today, so I'm going to take that off and I'm going to put a red Band-Aid on it. That is how focusing on circumstances in your life to try to fix circumstances, it doesn't solve anything because the wound is still there. And the circumstance, whether it's the person in your life, it's the circumstances causing you hurt in your life, it is there as the symptom, not as the wound itself. So anytime that we have a situation happening in our life, if you can look at it instead as a mirror that is there as a teacher and a lens for you to see a mirror inside of yourself to something that's ready to be healed and to grow and to develop. That is the way that you begin to shift. And you begin by shifting your inward foundation first, and then it becomes mirrored in the outward foundation. So many people ask me, how do I leave behind toxic relationships? Or, I got out of one toxic relationship and then I ended up in another, and I always attract the same job that is not good, or I always attract the same partner that's not good. And why do I do that? And here's the thing, that attracting that same circumstance over and over and over again is a reflection that you haven't healed the internal wound inside that's causing you to attract that. So it's all about looking inward and raising your level of consciousness. You don't ever fix a problem from the same level of consciousness where you created it. In my work, I teach about the 7 levels of consciousness. And if you're curious about that, drop me a note and I'll invite you to a future conversation where we talk about that. But it's always about raising your level of consciousness, allows you to solve problems in miraculous new ways and easier, much more fluid ways than we can when we're focused on whose fault is it? Why is this happening to me? When we're in a victim state, that we're at a lower level of consciousness. We have to raise that level of consciousness, turn inward, strengthen our foundation inward, and then we begin to shift on the outward. Why do people tolerate different abusive relationships and situations in their life? Well, many people perceive they're tolerating that because it's the person who's doing that. If that person wasn't doing that to me, if that person wasn't doing acting that way, or if that person didn't have that addiction, then my life would be great. But that's not the case, because we are tolerating those things because of the wounds that need healed inside of us. Now, our wounds are never an excuse for someone else's bad behavior. So everyone always retains 100% responsibility for their bad behavior. But the way to heal and shift the things that we tolerate in our life is by turning inward and healing us. And when you no longer at some level feel like you deserve to be treated like crap, or when you feel like you can't have any other relationship in your life other than a bad one, when you believe that you can, and you know that you're worth that, and you have healed the wounds that tell you otherwise, and you raise that level of consciousness, that is when things shift in your life. And let me tell you, they shift in big ways. And if you continue to grow and raise that level of consciousness, and you do that day after day after day, year after year after year, I will tell you that the things that are in your life right now that are causing you so much pain are going to dissipate. They're going to dissolve. And 5-10 years from now, you're going to look back and say, wow, that was just something I went through once. Okay, I'm transformational women's coach Vicki Haddock, and I would love to hear from you and have you on this path of growth and development. And hello to all of you that are out there watching. I see Clorinda, hello, and to other ones of you that are here. So, okay, have a fantastic night. See you later.